go home now?
Welcome
to Can I Go Home Now, the podcast.
Formerly a
Pepsi product,
well known.
but now turned death metal, then turned fun podcast.
Welcome back to Can I Go Home Now, the podcast that was formerly a toy and a Happy Meal, now a full-scale, Patreon-supported live podcast.
Live with one of our patrons today.
Today we
It's
have...
the day everyone's been waiting for.
Everyone knows what this day is.
In each timeline, there is a different reality, but today, in this timeline, the one that we all live in, we have Tommy Nicoletti. Welcome, Tommy, to the podcast.
Woo!
When
Wait, do we have...
timelines converge.
Wait, do we have a cheer one?
Tommy's on the podcast button? No, we don't.
We only have one that
Unfortunately.
cheers for John. We could
Yeah,
cheer
we
for
have one.
John.
Yeah. Which one?
Well, that's the white people one.
Oh, you white boys so damn funny.
And then, as always, when you click that button,
Okay.
the other apology one. But
Where
you- yeah.
I want to apologize to everyone that I hurt by saying that.
Yeah.
We need to apologize if we click the
Tommy,
orange
you're a
button.
poor white, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
God, that
Yeah.
sucks.
What's it like being poor and autistic? Kind of tough hand dealt to you, but you're making the most of it.
I guess. I manage. It's not the best being poor and white.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I met up with Tommy at House Party Cafe, I was like, get some food. It's on the pod. And he was like, no, I don't want it. I was like, it's Lucas's money. Just get some food
Yeah. And I
now.
was like, well, now I have.
Well,
to.
effectively, it is your own money that you already donate to the podcast. It's really
Oh,
just
yeah.
you
Yeah,
paying
we're
yourself.
giving you back your money in the form of a quesadilla.
I don't want it. No.
Basically, you made a Patreon donation, and we said that donation is a mandatory quesadilla.
Mandatory 3 quesadillas.
We turned
I ate
$30 of your money into several episodes of our podcast, as well as one quesadilla.
The weirdest trade ever.
Yeah. I don't know why I was thinking of like Extreme Makeover, like Home Edition, like move that, but it's just quesadillas.
So, for listeners at home, this might be a hard one to track because we're going to be doing Tommy riffs on the pod. So just hang in there because we're gonna have to A to C it a little bit today. We're gonna have John and Tommy.
I totally
riffing.
understand where he was going with that.
John and Tommy are kind of on the same wavelength.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
I
When we
saw-
were at house,
Yeah.
we were on the
Yeah,
same
I was like, oh,
wavelength.
shit. Me and Tommy are the same guy. I just don't drink lukewarm Mountain Dew. And
Yeah. My
You're Mountain Dewing it?
yeah.
You
and
really
it's
are a poor white.
lukewarm.
Yeah, it was. I picked
It's
it up
room
and it was so warm. I went,
Yeah,
yep.
yeah.
Tommy's got a poor white water, which is also known as Mountain Dew.
Yes, and it's blue too, my favorite color. Yeah.
Tommy also calls John Sarge, which is
I don't know where that came from.
where did that come from?
So during the Ashley Gavin War.
Oh, is this because I was commenting on everything?
Yeah. So I was at home smoking weed, as I do, and then I realized that on the Instagram, Sarge was going off on the comments. So I had
But he wasn't
a lot of
Sarge
fun.
yet. What turned him
became
into
Sarge in that
Sarge?
It
moment.
was a military operation to
I
go
see.
against the Ashley Gavin hate accounts.
I was.
When he was clapping back. Yeah, that was wild, dude.
It's interesting to have a historian of our own podcast on the podcast. That's like having a Holocaust historian at Auschwitz, which would be similarly odd.
No,
Yeah.
that would make sense, wouldn't it?
No, because the historian.
like while
it's like a
Hitler was still
lifetime
alive.
historian.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
It's like a World War II like a historian, but also like Hitler's still alive and he's like talking to him.
Oh,
Tommy
I
really
see.
belongs on a panel in the future, is what I'm trying to say.
That's
talking
cool. So I'm
about.
like a
And
time
in
traveler.
some timelines he does.
in some timelines he is. In the
Yeah.
timeline where this podcast is successful,
he is a poor white.
he's actually like pretty famous himself just through association with us. But in this timeline, unfortunately, the podcast isn't successful, and he's just an autistic guy that listens to it.
Yeah. In this timeline you have that haircut.
Too much.
In the timeline where you kill Hitler, mullet.
Yes.
But yeah.
Tommy, what we don't know all that much about you. Do you have siblings?
I have 2 half sisters.
Okay.
Such a poor white.
Yeah.
Such
yeah.
a poor white sentence.
So
No
for
full
anyone
relative.
listening, that means that my dad had two
Yep.
daughters,
Yeah.
and then met my mom and had me.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
So,
your
so
mom-
you're younger.
The bastard.
That-
Sorry. Oh,
No, you're not. But aren't your parents together?
no.
So you're the
No.
rat bastard, aren't you?
yes. Yeah,
So your
yeah.
parents are not together.
No.
But nor is your dad together with the woman he originally had 2 daughters with.
Correct. Wow.
Got
How
it.
the fuck did you pick that up?
So
just following.
Just deal
Listening.
with poor whites for my day job.
what sort of manual labor does your dad do?
I don't know. I think he does like I don't know. I don't know him. He like abandoned me when I was young, so that was
Okay.
cool. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Got it.
So in
Yeah,
a way,
yeah,
in a
yeah,
way,
good.
in some kind of a way, we are your daddy.
Yeah.
We're
In
your
a
father.
roundabout way.
I have 3 fathers.
And how old
You
are
have
you,
3
Tommy?
fathers: Sarge,
Yes.
Jamie, and Lucas Zelnick.
On the Patreon, we're gonna post a video of us and Tommy in a field just tossing the rock around. We're gonna be slinging the pigskin to Tommy, and he's gonna have his first ever catch on camera.
Teaching Tommy how to lift
Smear
weights.
the Queer.
There you go, Tommy.
Classic poor white game. Smear the Queer.
That is such a poor way.
Yeah.
Yes,
dude.
played that a lot.
Really?
As a kid. Yeah.
Wow.
Who was the queer?
Probably me.
It was
Ah,
quite
fuck,
obviously
I didn't want you to
Tommy.
say
I was
it.
hoping you wouldn't say
Probably
I-
me, the smallest person. It would be most fun to tackle him.
yeah.
So-
Yeah,
yeah,
you would
yeah.
be fun to tackle. I
yeah,
feel like
I
you
weigh
would just-
110 pounds.
Yeah, it would be like
110?
tackling-
Yeah, dude.
Actually?
Yeah, my whole
Damn,
life
bro.
since middle school.
Dude, tackling you would be like
Mm.
tackling a
Got them
bushel of
jeans,
wheat.
baby. Oh yeah.
It would be fun to like
Just jumping through grass would be tackling you. You would go down so easy.
Yeah,
picking
I
up
legally-
Tommy and throwing. Tommy, you are the football in a way.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tackling Tommy would be like just moving a bag of leaves to a different location.
I can't legally leave my place of residence if it's too windy because I'll blow away in the wind.
By the way, Tommy is wearing
Tommy!
No! Bye.
How am I gonna pay
See
rent?
you.
Okay.
Be back by sundown.
All right, he'll still find a way to listen to the pod.
Tommy, no. Ah, all right. I've got to go find another woman to have a child with.
Tommy,
It's Tommy's dad.
Yeah.
Tommy on a stranded island, and you think he's like trying to build like a raft or something. He just builds like a thing he can comment on our videos still.
Just to get self.
Yeah.
Tommy builds a 5G tower just so he can watch more of our content.
I build a computer on the fucking island.
Dies of starvation while posting a comment that's very niche about a riff that no one else liked.
And then another comment.
Thank you, Sarge.
Yeah.
Dude, you really do lift us up because Tommy, sometimes I'll, like you do a podcast and you forget that you did it or no one notifies you when it comes out. Like you do someone else's podcast.
Yeah.
Tommy is usually who notifies me that a podcast I was on comes out.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I was on Ashley's podcast and it came out and Tommy was like, great job on Ashley's. And I was like, oh, that's out? That's out on it.
Ashley didn't even tell me.
Yeah. Literally, Ashley didn't tell me. So how do you go about finding the things about us on the internet? Do you Google us or you just follow?
I'm terminally online.
There you go.
So I basically just, I don't know, like I just get a notification or I'm just not doing any, like my job, I'm just a lifeguard. So I just sit around and,
You're
Even
a
now?
lifeguard.
well, not now. No, you guys could die. And
Have you
I'm
had
not
to have
gonna
you had to
say
save anyone's life?
You're a
No.
lifeguard in
No,
indoor pool?
I mean indoor. Okay,
Yeah,
I
in
meant during the
indoor
winter.
You're
still a-
you're year-round lifeguard.
Yeah, indoor.
So that would be
heated pool.
interesting if like a full-sized person was drowning and Tommy dives in like a.
Well, look
dude,
at how
like
he's
a
built.
ch-
he probably floats like a little duck above the
He
water.
dives in
Dude,
like a
I'm a good
Chinese
swimmer.
gymnast.
Are you a good
swimmer.
Are you a good swimmer?
Yeah, when I'm not smoking weed. Yeah.
Someone
yeah.
drowning. Help me,
Yeah,
Tommy.
the lung part would help, but yeah, I can.
You could be an Olympic diver, Tommy. You've got the exact right body shape.
I have the body.
You're one of
of
those like Filipino divers that
cheerleader.
were horrible years ago. You would be like one of those guys that just belly flops when you
belly
jump in.
flops. Just
Oh yeah.
just completely just eviscerate my chest.
But you're like,
Tommy dives in to save someone. He starts drowning.
I need help.
I
The
just
other
lose
person
the ability to
saves him.
swim.
Wait, so what's like the closest call you've ever had as a lifeguard?
All right. So where I work is like an old folks home. So it's
Oh,
like a
really?
rehabilitative, like gym and pool, and it's only like 4 feet. So it's like the worst I get is like someone falls off. the
You're
noodle.
wait. You're a lifeguard at a 4-foot pool.
Yeah. And it's heated. It's a heated 90-degree pool. It's for rehab. So it's just like old people that like walk around and quote exercise.
I'm starting to realize why you're online so much.
This is
'Cause
Yeah,
you're,
I don't-
you're a lifeguard in a
incredible.
pool where it's impossible to drown.
And if you do
Exactly.
drown, you're old enough
Exactly.
where you deserve it.
Yeah, because they're 90. So it's
There's
like
a higher likelihood that someone dies of heart failure in the pool than it is that they drown.
Yes. That's actually what we have to deal with a lot. Is like people with like blood thinner medication or like stuff like that, where they're like, I feel lightheaded. And it's like, well, yeah.
I love how you do that voice.
No, it just gets annoying.
side of my body.
I'm Yeah.
96. I'm having a
Bro, these bitches. If you had to deal with,
I can't feel it.
if you had to deal with these
Shut the
entitled
fuck up.
white bitches at this job, man.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
we have to like hand them.
You could
towels.
easily swap the word entitled with dying.
Well, yeah.
No, they're
but they're-
entitled white women with blood thinner than Tommy himself.
that their death is other people's problem.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're a lifeguard in a fort. So have you seen any death around the home? Like what's
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
Yeah. Well,
Wait,
yeah,
what?
it's a nursing home, so like there's times where like literal. So they have like ex-vises in the gym, and so like they'll work with like the residents. So there's times where it's like, hey, where did this resident go? And they're like, oh, he fucking died like
Right.
a month ago, and I'm like, oh, I didn't even know. Or there will just be like nurses crowding a hallway, and I'm like, kind of want to go home. So yeah.
and did they fuck a lot? Is that true? I know that's a rumor of old.
Well,
folks'
how would
homes.
Tommy know? They're not fucking
Yeah, I
in the
have
pool.
no idea.
They're not telling the lifeguard.
dude.
Walking up to the chair. I fucked
yeah,
a 102-year-old woman last night.
You laugh, but that's
An
sort of
old-
how I have like a complex with lifeguards and like young, like
complex?
kids that work in skate shops.
I am so into Tommy now that I know he's a lifeguard.
I do. You don't like surf shop,
Oh, okay.
surf shop. People that work the register at a surf shop. Just like younger kids that seem really cool that like do cool teen jobs.
So
Tommy is.
I guess to the 96-year-old people in the pool, Tommy's young and cool.
No,
Yeah.
I'm more like their grandson.
Mm,
A lot of the people.
No, Tommy, what happens
say
is there's
that.
old ladies sitting on the edge of the pool fingering themselves going, come on, Tommy, take a picture for your friends.
That's also not entirely not true.
Yeah, have you been propositioned by some of these
Little,
women?
not proposition, but there's been times where they're like they'll ask me if I go to school, and I go no, and then they'll be like, why? And I'm like, because I'm poor, and then they'll be like, saying that they would pay, and I don't like that.
They
Well,
pay for your school?
They claim they would, but I don't know.
But they're.
But
you
you're
need to
like,
do
no,
something.
Tommy's like, I better not look into it. I
Yeah,
should just
yeah, yeah,
continue
yeah.
my life as a lifeguard
more
in a
like
pool where
woman
it's impossible to
with a
drown.
briefcase of $100,000 in cash. Seriously, Tommy.
Yeah.
I want you to go to school. Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
Them.
This
I have
is a
no family
scam.
left. I have no one to give this inheritance to, Tommy. All right, loser. Just make sure you keep your head above
Yeah,
water.
hold your horses here.
I'm having a stroke. That's you.
No, we do deal with instead of stroke though, people with Parkinson's, and that's not funny.
People with Parkinson's?
Yeah, but
Oh.
what is funny
Yeah.
is people with Parkinson's when they're on medication, they look like they're jamming out to music that you don't know exists yet.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, why is that?
Because they
Little head
bobble their
bob.
head and shit like
Oh,
that.
I,
and
I
because
thought you
they're
said
in
when
the
they're
pool.
on medication, when they're
yeah,
off.
yeah. Well, no,
Oh.
they're on it, and then they still like do like the
Oh, they
head bob
still-
and stuff. You can like sometimes see them like.
No, I can definitely tell what they're bobbing their head to. It's like Bollywood music where it's like.
Ding-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding.
I want to apologize to everyone.
I
that
wish I had
hurt
a
by saying
button
that.
that could refute that for only me.
You don't want to apologize?
John is king.
No, because
John is
in
king.
Bollywood movies they bob their head. Yeah.
Where is the John?
They
is there
do
a
bob
John's
their
King?
head, John, but it's okay to apologize to anyone we've hurt by saying that, because if we haven't hurt anyone, we're not apologizing to anyone at all.
So I will repeat. I want to apologize to everyone that I hurt
I
by
also like
saying
that the
that.
three of us can't hear it.
And
so
John,
it's
you
just
know
like-
what? When you say
yeah.
when you even reference Bollywood music, I get offended because I have a knee-jerk reaction that says Bollywood coming out of a white person's mouth is problematic.
The
So
actual
you've-
word.
Yes.
Yes.
Even
The
the
actual word?
even acknowledging that it exists if you're a white man is problematic to me, and thus I'm offended.
I actually would call it Bollywood, which is short for Better Hollywood, because it's in India.
Hollywood? Are you sure you don't mean India? Because that's all I think about when I hear Hollywood. I think of India, the premier place for making films, by the way, the film output in India is far beyond the film output in America.
Yeah.
So if you want to talk about that alone, India is Hollywood, and Hollywood should be called Wollywood, worse Hollywood.
Or white Hollywood.
Or white Hollywood, which is also problematic in and of itself that it is white, but not that we call it white, which we're allowed to do. Wouldn't you agree, John?
John?
Yeah. No, I totally. I'm really, really sorry about saying that people in India bob their heads, and but I don't know what Bollywood stands for. I thought it was just Indian Hollywood.
It's better Hollywood.
Better
Hollywood.
Yeah.
So yeah, I want you to know that if you're a filmmaker in India
Yep.
and you're thinking about making a movie,
Yes.
I respect it more than my mom. The movie itself is going to be better than anything I've ever seen because it's better Hollywood. Therefore, it's better than anything I've ever seen.
Thanks for saying that, John.
I want
appreciate
to
that.
take a moment on the pod to recognize John for quite a good apology. I mean,
Yeah, that was
a
pretty
very adult, non-poor white apology. I think you're learning from us. You even have a shirt or a sweatshirt on that says the name of a city that's not for fucking idiots. Some people that are smart live there.
And you're wearing a
what's his
flannel, which
sweatshirt say?
is almost like goofing around, saying, "Hey, look, I'm retarded and poor."
This is a joke.
I am dressed up for Halloween today.
I just want to speak directly into the ears of all of our Indian listeners. So if you have white ears, allow these words to pass you by. As though you're poor and can't understand them.
And I'm going to say it into your ear. Stop bobbing your head. I'm going to say it right into your ear. That one was good.
I want to apologize to everyone that I hurt by
Tommy
saying
liked
that.
it. That's all I need.
Indians for 1
members
second, could you
bobbing
stop
their
bobbing your heads, please? Please, Indians.
Can we
For just 1 second. Indians!
Indian Americans.
If anyone has,
Parkinson's America.
just let me know when you're done riffing this so I can hit the button.
All right.
Because I don't want to have to keep hitting it.
Indian people are brown.
I want to apologize to everyone that I hurt by saying that.
This is how you know John's problematic, because he says a fact and then clicks the apology button.
That one wasn't
he's like-
offensive, John. That was the one
Yeah.
you didn't have to apologize
Yeah, but John had the
for.
apology button because to him brown means bad. So saying Indians are
Indian
brown
people are
means-
brown, which is better, but not when we're doing a riff about offensive stuff.
Why is that? Is it a stereotype that they bob their head? I legitimately...
Indians?
Indian
Indian
Yeah,
listeners,
that's like
please write in. Is it a stereotype that you bob your head?
Well, it's definitely a stereotype, but I wouldn't say everyone does it,
Doesn't
obviously.
everyone that listen to music bob their head?
No,
Tommy,
but there's
not
a difference
now.
between like
Tommy making a great point. Tommy, please.
Save the
Stop
autism
it.
for
You're
later.
you're going off on an autistic tangent.
You sound really autistic, Tommy, by making a fair point.
By making
That's what autistics typically do. They usually make, honestly, pretty reasonable points. Oh, Tommy, I want to ask you this as an autistic, because I think, John, you saw this happen in Atlanta, and
Oh,
I was
jeez.
very confused.
You need King Autismo.
Yeah, this is a question about autism.
You're the
so I was
Sarge of
21,
autism.
21, 21.
I was
That's what I got. What?
Wait, so if
That's
wait, can
the
I?
score I got on the autism.
Oh, right,
right.
21. Can you do something?
Sorry, I don't have autism.
I
I
have
couldn't
a
make that
question.
correlation.
That's fair.
Tommy, I have a question. If
Wait,
he's
can I ask
Sarge,
mine?
before
Okay.
you go, if
Oh,
he's
okay,
Sarge,
okay.
how do we address you?
Oh, fuck.
Lieutenant? Is that lower
No,
than
no,
a
no.
sergeant?
Well,
he
the
called me
lesbian
lieutenant.
Lucas.
Okay, lesbian lieutenant Lucas.
And then I don't have a funny one for you yet.
So it's fine, but Sarge, lesbian lieutenant Lucas.
I don't know what I.
But you're private.
Well, he's
Tommy?
really a foot soldier. I mean, he's on the front
Yeah.
lines for us.
Yeah,
He's
private, though, right?
private.
Or is that
yeah.
too low?
Saving
he,
Private
he's a
Tommy.
lifeguard. He
The
guards our
lifeguard
lives.
Tommy. Yeah.
Saving Private Tommy. That
Yeah.
could be the title of this episode.
Saving Private Tommy.
Saving
Yeah, he's a private. Okay, so private. Private? I have a question about autism.
I think I did it wrong too. I don't even know if I did the right.
So I was doing crowd work with someone in Atlanta. He was wearing a horizontally striped shirt under a flannel, and I said stripes and flannel. That's really the autism uniform. And then he was like, "I have autism," and I was like, "Oh, no way! How far along the spectrum are you?" And he was like, "That's not how that works." And I was like, "Well, some people have more severe autism than others."
Yeah,
And he goes, "No."
What?
And I was like, "Well, nonverbal autism is a thing." And he goes, Nonverbal doesn't work that way. It's just like sometimes I'm nonverbal, but right now I'm feeling comfortable and I'm talking. And then I stopped asking questions because I went, I think he's wrong, but I'm not going to tell the autistic guy that he's doing autism wrong. So I'm not gonna
100%.
I'm not gonna autism explain this thing, but that is correct that there are levels to this shit, right?
Yeah, it's fucked because all right, so they used to have functioning labels, so it was like I'm high functioning, which means you're pretty good for a retard.
Yeah.
And then you got low functioning.
Your words,
which
not
is,
ours, Tommy.
Yikes, that guy's retarded. You know what I mean?
Is
Those
low
are,
functioning nonverbal? Or is that a whole
it can
different?
be,
Okay.
but
Can
just
be,
low
but-
functioning just means like higher support needs is basically what it means. And yeah, I don't know, like
Less
medical
independence.
people need to have that, and then
Yeah.
people are like, oh, but it like dehumanizes, and it's like,
I
well,
see.
yeah, when normal people go, so I told my primary care doctor I'm autistic. He's like, could have fooled me, and I'm like, we don't need to do that.
I
But that
see.
stuff is funny too. 'cause-
Right.
You could also
Especially
make
'cause I'm
the
Your
white, so
primary
it's
care
funny,
physician said could have fooled me when you told him you were autistic.
Yeah.
Pretty
yeah.
shocking.
What the
As
fuck
if
kind
I
of
would
poor white
try.
shit is that?
As-
Did he also
as-
recommend against the vaccine?
he probably
As your
would've.
balls are in his hand, you don't seem autistic.
Yeah,
to
you
me.
don't see. You got
maybe it's how maybe
Also,
au-
you have testicular cancer.
yeah.
There's
Him,
a lot.
I
What
told
are
you
these
not to get
lumps?
vaccinated
yeah.
when you say you're autistic. What did I tell you?
How many times did you take the vax?
When did you first know that you were had autism?
All right. So when I was 24 is when I got diagnosed.
Oh, no way.
Because I went.
Wait,
to
how
a-
old are you now?
So that's pretty
I'm
late.
29.
That's
Yeah.
pretty late in life, though.
Yeah.
Right? Am I wrong?
Yes. Yes.
I thought you were like 16.
Yeah. No, you said that when we
Why
played
would he be?
Fortnite.
Why
When
would
we
you say
played
that?
Fortnite, that's
if
what
he
he
was
said.
16, he would not be here right
and looked
now.
16.
I
That's true.
figured
I do
Tommy
have
was.
That would be insane.
How
if he
old
was
did you
here.
think Tommy was?
No,
24. I thought you were 24.
Okay, that makes
I thought
sense.
Tommy was 21.
Oh, okay, that also makes
So
Mid-
wait. So you got.
mid-20s.
And what's the diagnosis process like?
sense. You sit down with a psych. Well, I was suicidal, so you know.
Yeah.
We can
and-
talk
Why'd you
about
point to me?
I don't know. You always said
What do you
I think
mean?
that's
Come
pretty
on,
clear,
Tommy.
the history.
He's blushing.
So
Jamie, he's listened to every episode of the
Yeah, yeah,
podcast
yeah.
twice. Why do you think
Tommy,
he
why do
pointed
you
to you?
think
I don't want to
Back to
kill
Jackass,
myself.
I'm not
What
doing
the hell?
well. Yeah.
Why'd you make Jamie sound like a 94-year-old woman?
Well, he makes
I'm
himself
not
sound
doing
that way all the
well.
Oh
time.
my god, how did you know I wanted to slit my wrist?
But no, yeah.
What?
So
God, no one listens but you.
yeah.
You
no
do.
one listens but you, Tommy. So yeah. So I was suicidal or whatever, and then so then my mom was like, my mom works at Doylestown Hospital, so she was like, well, we have a crisis center.
Doylestown H?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that a?
I don't know if that's
oh,
like a. You know what? Oh, never
Jamie
mind.
was doing a bit.
All right.
I thought because you are from Philly, so I didn't know.
Doylestown Hospital sounds like a shitty hospital.
It does.
Can I?
You know,
I don't
Doylestown.
know if it is. It
not
just
the best-
sounds.
No, it's a pretty good hospital.
Doyle's
It's not-
Doylestown.
It definitely doesn't
I mean,
sound
yeah.
appealing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doyle and
Doylestown.
poor white means the general concept of love.
I like that
So
one.
that's actually that means love.
That
That
means
actually means
respectful love.
love and
yeah.
respect is the key to peace. It's not something poor whites practice, obviously.
Yeah, you don't
they're
hear
busy
that one
storming the
often.
Capitol, but
Opposite of what they practice.
That means kike in poor white. They just say that one.
slurs roughly translate to similar. It's kind of the difference between Spanish and Portuguese, which is the words sound pretty similar, but there's very different accents.
Well, etymologically, most of our slurs actually come from poor white. That's where they
Our slurs
originate.
are
speaking.
refined and more articulate versions of the original poor white phraseology.
So you were 24.
Yeah. 24. So I go to, and you just sit in
You were
with a psychiatrist.
suicidal.
You know, it's fucking one of those. Yeah.
Whatever
So-
that
Did you
means.
try?
Oh yeah.
Did you really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
What'd you do?
I love the way
Oh
you.
no, I
Yeah.
yeah, of course.
Like,
I
why
did.
wouldn't
What
I?
are you not gonna do what you want to do?
I'm autistic. Man, no, okay. But no, yeah. So it was like pills. So
Okay.
yeah. So Jamie knows.
Stop pointing to me.
Jamie, our in-house suicide consultant, as well as our in-house pills consultant.
No, yeah, but no, it was mainly because of like the dad stuff. So it was like how do I put it? So like I wanted him to like recognize me, I guess,
Yep.
or like whatever. So
Yep.
it was like.
It's pretty unreasonable, but continue.
yeah.
You're
And then,
ridiculous.
You wanted
the
your dad to
idea
look
of
you in
like
the eyes.
you know, I'm gonna make him care. And then there was
Yeah.
a thought that I
Yeah.
had in my head that luckily I stopped. A thought I had, which is all right, maybe he deserves that, but do you? And then that's where I kind of like spun out.
So you go to the hospital, and what is the process for getting diagnosed with autism?
You sit in front of a psychiatrist, and for me, they were like, "So why do you want to leave this earth?" And then I have to like tell them why, and then they're like, "You sound like you have Asperger's," and I was like, and then so that's what I did. I swear to God.
You're explaining why you're suicidal, and they're like, "You sound fucking autistic right now, bro."
No. So they said that.
Dude, the care you're getting from doctors sounds so brutal because you're talking about how like feeling like low. Getting, and then they hit you back with like what would be a schoolyard roast, but also could be a medical diagnosis.
It is funny because
I'm suicidal. You're autistic.
It is funny because that actually is like the best way to go about it. Be abrupt with an answer, and then be like, "Now think about that. Think about everything else in your life that you didn't know. Now you have autism."
Yeah. Are you sure it wasn't like a therapy technique, and you don't even have autism?
That would be fucking hilarious. They just try to get me to live by being like, "No, you're just retarded."
The therapist finishes the session. They're like, "So he's not suicidal anymore. He does think he has autism now."
I think he'll go off on that for a while.
And that is safer.
We bought you like 10 years.
He made it like his whole
It is way
personality,
safer.
even in the session. So I think it's gonna
Tommy
work.
in the session, I just want my dad's attention. His doctor, are you sure you're not gay?
What? Are you gay?
You sure you don't want to fuck a dude?
I think you're gay.
Maybe you
sound
want to
gay.
fuck it. Just try fucking a dude. It's like, what?
Okay,
you
so
did go
wait,
to
so that
college.
happened, and then
Yeah.
continue.
So basically,
Wait, so you were 24 and suicidal, and
Yeah.
they diagnosed you with autism
Yeah.
just by the way you were speaking
No,
in
wait.
the session.
They say that, and then
Like
they say
all-
they think you have autism.
or something like that. I don't know. I don't remember all of it, but
You explaining
But-
a podcast that doesn't exist yet to them. So it's these three guys, stand-up comedians. Jamie Wolf, he's from Philadelphia. That's how I found out about him.
explaining the
he hasn't
And the
yet
guy- I
met
think this
Lucas
guy's
Zelnick,
autistic.
who's another guy who hasn't started comedy yet. 5 years ago.
yeah.
But I think he's gonna make a living doing it. And then there's
Dude,
John
he's
Kennedy.
super rich. He's gonna make it. He's gonna make it.
And when
He's
John
very
gets on the
connected.
pod, it's gonna
It's
change a
just
lot.
gonna take off.
John's going to start editing. It's going to pick up. The Patreon's going to start
We
doing
do
well.
a military operation. I call him Sarge. It's a great time.
The doctor, yeah, so you're autistic.
yeah. Okay, you're full blown.
Even
Also, you only took melatonin.
That's good. But no, yeah, so I'm like sitting there, and then my whole life kind of flashes before my eyes in a way, and I just start laughing, and they go, "What's funny?" And I go, "So you mean to tell me that I've been retarded this whole time?" And they go, "Oh, I wouldn't say that." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's why I did." And then I'm like, "You know that you just told someone that wants to be a comedian, like the greatest thing they could have ever been told." And then she was like, "You probably
I don't know if that's the
shouldn't."
greatest thing you could be told to be
That's
a comedian.
exactly.
I
what
would
she
say
said,
the
and I
greatest
was
thing
like,
if you want to
"Nah,
be a
this is
comedian,
pretty
you could be
great."
told is you are now a comedian.
Yeah,
Would you like to perform at Madison
Professional.
Square Garden?
yeah. I don't know.
You're
just-
mentally retarded.
It felt like a bunch of shit was like handed to me on a silver platter. Like, there you go. That's who you
Yeah,
are. And
yeah.
then like all the awkward shit through my life, I was like, oh, like
it
I
made
used to take
sense.
the pizza off.
That's
the
what I'm
cheese.
saying. Like them saying that is the best thing they could have
What?
said.
the therapist goes, "You have mild autism." Tommy goes, "Yes," and she goes, "Actually, you have severe autism."
he goes.
I'd like to amend that.
Yeah, I'd like to amend
Too
that.
late
It
to
is
make a change to
extreme.
my
It is
diagnosis.
fairly
You have
extreme.
autism.
That laugh was not the reaction I'd
Yeah,
hoped for. It is
yeah.
more severe than I thought.
It was literally immediate.
You have
too.
autism. Go Tommy. Go
Yeah,
Tommy.
yeah.
Hey,
That's
hey.
me inside. That's what I'm doing. I'm dancing. I'm
So have you done more formal testing than that?
So then I went to therapy.
Wait, real quick. I want to say that was what I was saying about. That's the best thing they could have told you because once she
Yeah.
told you, you started thinking about stuff other than killing yourself.
Oh yeah.
So then it's like a distraction
Yeah.
method, and now you haven't looked back.
distraction
You're like, oh, that time I ate carrots in preschool, I was autistic then, and remember that, Tommy? Yeah,
Yeah.
Tommy, and you're like talking to yourself.
But no, yeah. So Jamie picked up on it, but John cut us off. So I used to take the pizza off the cheese, so we can talk about
You
that.
took the pizza
Wait,
off
but
the
I
cheese?
just want to
Yeah,
just to finish this
what I
thought.
call it.
We can talk about that. That's what I call it. we can for sure focus on that very specific detail. But before we get there, I do want to know because we've
Yeah.
talked about this on the pod. What is the formal testing outside of therapy for autism?
No, yeah,
Is-
like
There's
well,
no brain scan, right?
I don't think so.
It's
That'd
just
be
a
fucking-
personality diagnosis.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
you talk to someone and then they go, yeah. It like basically the DSM-5, if you were to, and people do self-docs, which is basically you just read the questions as an autistic, and you most likely think already that you're autistic. No, like Neil Brennan had a thing like, oh yeah, people could fake. It's like, who the fuck would want to fake? That's like the dumb people that are like, oh, people are faking trans. It's like, you think people want to...
Right.
Yeah, that's a
right.
good point. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, you think people want to be a part of the 45% statistic? No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. And then same thing with like autism. There's like a high. So, and it's like, why would people want that?
Yeah.
It's more like, no, I just want to know who I am.
Because they want to be comedians.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's the only
they
way to
wanna
be a
get
comedian.
bitches. Yeah.
Can I ask you another question?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Tommy
Hold
goes,
on.
Sorry.
This is, by the way, for what Tommy just said. I want to apologize
sweet.
to
Can I say
everyone that I
something?
hurt
Oh,
by
cool.
saying that.
That was really offensive, Tommy.
Yeah.
But we're happy that we've
Goddamn right
cleared
it
your
was.
name.
There you go.
So I want to ask you a question that could be too personal, and if it is, we'll just cut it.
It won't be.
Have you? I want to talk about your love life.
Oh, this is going to be great.
Have you had sex with
Yeah,
a
when I
woman
was
before?
19. And that was the only time. 'cause
King
it
Tommy.
was fucking boring.
Really?
Yeah.
Are
Do
you
you think you're
asexual, you
asexual?
think?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Really?
Well, because I was also because I live with a single mom, so like it's
Wait.
not just
your mom.
Yeah.
Oh, I
My
thought
mom
you
was
meant
like
a single mom.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought that
She
it was like
offers
a
it
porno.
to me every day. I took her up on it once. It was boring.
Just like a porn.
I live
No,
with
yeah.
a single. We're like, Tommy, are you sure that's not a porn you've seen?
yeah. But no, yeah,
I mean,
being
the only time having sex is a porn.
So she was my stepsister, and she was having a sleepover. And her best friend thought I was cute. And then they took my penis out. You're like, no, that's a porno.
no,
Tommy,
it's
you
a
were in a
porn.
porn.
You were
And there's that intro song.
yeah.
Wait, so
I was like, you guys did a song, right?
Dude, that's how I know you're asexual because you didn't even know the intro
didn't
song
know
that we
that-
were talking
yeah,
about. There's like
you-
a specific.
wait, do you
There's
not
one-
watch?
yeah,
So you
there's
don't watch
one.
porn? You
No,
don't.
I've watched porn. If I smoke
Oh.
too much weed, my dick will like awake.
Oh, really?
If that
Got
makes
it.
sense.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're not entirely asexual.
No,
you do
I just
beat
don't
off.
want to fuck bitches or
Got it.
dudes. or have to make that distinction too.
Or dudes. Bitches or dudes.
Yeah. Or dudes.
Which
so
are the
you
two
fucked
categories?
once when you were 19.
Yeah.
And you did not
And
like
that's-
that.
No, I immediately was like, this isn't fun. And I was like,
Interesting.
I should go see a movie or something.
Yeah.
What happened
You're
the
like,
fir- wait,
you're
why-
like, there's a podcast episode that's going to come out in 10 years that I haven't commented on.
Yeah.
Wait, why didn't you like it the first time? Why was it boring?
No,
Just
it was just
the act of it, or was the girl maybe like?
No.
not
The
that
girl
you
was
weren't into?
cool. So it was a coworker. I used to work
Really?
at the movies. Yeah,
Oh,
she
okay.
was
Okay.
into me.
You
and I
worked
was-
at a movie theater?
I did, and I got fired
Yes,
from it.
Tommy.
Yeah.
You got fired for
I
what?
totally.
Smoking weed.
Yeah,
okay, got
bro.
it.
And it wasn't even my weed. I wasn't even
that's-
supposed to be there that day. It was really
Oh,
funny.
man.
Yeah. I
Well,
mean,
Tommy,
who cares?
if I could say this with respect, you do look like you work at a movie theater.
Yeah.
yeah.
And if I could say this with respect, I agree with Jamie.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, the
And if
movie
I
theater
can
was
say this
kind of
with-
sick.
with
It
respect,
was a
you look
good
like you got
gig.
It
fired
was
from the
kinda-
movie theater
Besides the people.
for filming.
Besides the people.
Yeah.
Wait, did
I
you?
can't get my riff off. It's okay.
Wait, what is
No,
it?
yeah, you're right.
Oh no, Lucas laughed. That's people will hear it. Why? What were you saying?
No, what was the
What was the riff?
No, I'm
Oh
lost.
well, we were all going back and forth saying with respect, and I said you look like you got fired from the movie theater for filming it and posting it,
Oh,
filming the movies and posting them before they came out.
yeah. No, I totally
it
would do that.
You do have like a bit of a Dread Pirates Roberts.
Dude, the
deep
Pirate
vibe.
Bay.
Yeah.
Pirate Bay. Wait, so you? She was a coworker.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we worked at the movies.
Was she
like, super
autistic?
cool. No. Well, I don't know actually. That would actually be a. I don't.
Yeah,
no, I
you
don't
didn't
talk
get
to
that
her.
Yeah.
info.
Yeah,
Her as
yeah, I
she's taking
didn't.
her shirt off. I'm not autistic, by the way.
I'm saying, that's weird.
Okay, yeah, why'd you say that?
Let's pause. Okay.
Yeah, we'll pause. Oh,
Okay,
keep
we
going?
can- okay.
Oh, okay.
I am very interested because this is
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
interestingly, not interestingly. I'm not
No, it is
surprised to say this,
interesting.
but you're a great interview
Oh,
to-
thanks.
for us to give anyway.
I'm not surprised at all. Tommy?
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. Is I'm not surprised
Wait, are
because
you
I'm
guys, is this a bit?
He's literally the progenitor of the Tommyverse.
like, yeah, no. This is not a bit.
the sacred timeline.
It's just
Do
like we don't.
MCU.
I don't know many people that would have answered that question in that way, which is to say you've had sex once in your life and it was a decade ago.
And it was totally
yeah.
Well, you're just very honest.
Yeah.
Which is very good for an interview.
Yeah.
And for stand-up.
Because I think a lot, and for stand-up, that's
That is
very
true.
true. Yeah, that's very true.
So, because it's interesting, like, I think for some people not having sex
Why is your face lit like that? Are you seeing this?
Oh, I think the sun is
It's
bouncing off the
reflecting.
floor.
Oh,
it's
Does
the
it look
sun.
weird? Does it look very white?
Let me check. It does.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
Is it like causing me to be overexposed? Here, Jamie, if you put that flannel on the floor, it should fix it. No, that one on the chair. You just put it where the sun is hitting the floor. Yeah, it's a reflection. There you go. Look at me with my face now.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
Fixed it. Sorry.
so no, but it's interesting because like I think when I was younger, if I went long periods of time without having sex, it would like impact my confidence. But that's not something you associate with sex.
Tommy doesn't need external validation.
No, yeah, I kind
Other
of just
than
exist.
the obvious exception of his dad.
Yeah. Which I actually don't need any. Yeah.
And you don't need that anymore.
Well, yeah, because therapy and stuff. So I've been able to get past that. Because like if so for a long time it was like I can't forgive him, and that also would play into like this because you want to be a good person as a liberal.
As a liberal, as a conservative, obviously you want to rain down fire upon your enemies.
Yeah, you want to be a wild hog. But yeah,
You do literally want to be a wild hog, and oftentimes you'll imitate and copulate with them.
Being conservative mostly is about finishing as you hump the leg of a Confederate statue. And then screaming out, "I'm not gay. I'm not gay.
I'm not gay."
But it's
as you
good that
come
the
on
statue was a man.
But
Because women shouldn't be remembered in history. And trans people don't exist.
Being conservative is having a popsicle stick with an army boot on the top and licking it.
Okay. Is that a metaphor for the military industrial
And going
Yes.
yum. And going yum yum, my treat, I'm eating it.
I love eating military-grade combat boots, which is also the only phrase I can say in non-poor white.
Being a conservative is about picking up a grenade, going, that looks good, and trying to bite it like an apple.
Just swallowing it whole.
Being a liberal is about getting 3 advanced degrees, going into bankruptcy, getting a tattoo about all of it, and then blowing your brains out. And being a conservative is about eating your own cum.
And having your son go through boot camp, not fight in the military, come home, and he's a hero. That's what being conservative is. Being liberal is starting wars. Being the problem.
Yes.
Being the problem.
Yes.
Being a conservative is about calling liberals pedophiles and then actually being one yourself. And being a liberal is about saying pedophiles are good.
And being liberal is about wanting equal rights, and then people don't want that, and everyone needs to fight because you want to be seen as a person. And you believe other people are people.
Being a
Even autistic
conservative
people.
is about being a map, and being a liberal is about inventing that phrase to describe them.
Liberals think that the worst part about a conservative pedophile is that they voted for Trump.
Oh, that's good.
No, but that's interesting, Tommy. So do you think in the future, like since you don't really like having sex, would you like to have like a girlfriend or a wife or no?
I mean, sure. Probably not marriage because I think that's weird. Because the idea of marriage is like
Go off.
Let me mansplain marriage
Yeah.
real quick. So
Let this man cook.
Let him cook.
the idea of marriage is like you're supposed to just be in love with someone, right? And it shouldn't be a materialistic thing. But we have this ring, we have this big pageantry, we have all this money, and like it's really not about the love of the two people.
Oh,
So it's
shit.
like, why the fuck can't you just be two people
Yeah.
that are in love and then that's it?
So you want a life companion.
But you do
Yeah,
want
that'd be
that?
cool.
Okay,
do you
you do.
see
Yeah,
sex as being a part of that or not necessarily? Or maybe like you haven't thought about it?
I guess if I meet the right person, then that could work out. But probably not.
Have you met anyone that's made you feel like you want to be?
I want to stick my dick in them? No.
No, not fuck them, but
Or they
be your
like them,
companion.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
you
I've
have,
met several
okay.
people where I'm like, dude, it would be cool hanging out with.
Are
them
you
for, like,
actively
ever.
dating? Or are you like on Hinge
No.
or something? Okay.
Have you had
No.
girlfriends in these past 10 years?
Probably no.
Probably
No.
not.
So it's kind of
Yeah,
like
thinking about
it's,
it.
it's kind of
Probably
like
not.
a
Pretty
pass-
easy
Like
answer.
it's a
Knowing
passive
me, I
goal.
wouldn't have had a girlfriend in the past.
I don't remember past 5
Probably
minutes
not
ago.
given my track record. Wait, so it's sort of like a passive goal for you? Like, how often do you think about companionship?
Oh, never. It's really funny. Like, do you guys read manga?
Sometimes.
Tommy,
No,
I know
I
manga.
did. I did.
manga.
back in the day.
Japanese
love you
comics. Don't get on this
chastising Tommy.
fucking
Tommy.
hentai shit. All right, it's not hentai. I'm not into tentacle porn. All right, but manga's.
I
Japanese
know what
comics.
manga is.
Yeah.
I know what it is, too.
So there's like a character in one that I read, and he has like a monologue where he says like, having another human fulfill my needs never crossed my mind. I just kind of live how I live. If I'm hungry, I'll eat. He says if I find someone that annoys me, I kill them. And then like if something excites me, I'll toss it a bone or whatever. It's kind of like that. Like
And I just want to state this on the record. Should Tommy go off and do anything in the future that's not advisable, if someone's annoying Tommy, don't
oh
kill
no,
them.
I'm not gonna do
Don't
it.
kill them.
I'm not gonna
Don't
be
kill
So,
Sukuna
so
from
Tommy,
Jujutsu Kaisen.
Tommy, mangas are
Awesome.
they're action-filled Japanese books.
Yeah,
And they're not
sick.
to live your life by.
Oh no, I
not
know.
to be
I
taken
know.
literally.
And
Well,
if a guy in a book,
he's saying he relates to it.
Yeah,
he's not saying he
and
lives
And
his
I
life by that
understand what
creed.
he's saying,
Not
but
the
I'm just
killing part.
adding a gratuitous statement right now, which is
Not
that
the
if you
killing.
ever find that malls are too crowded, let them stay that way.
Yeah, it's true. That's a fair point. No, wait. Okay, so there was one time where have you guys actually never thought about murder before? That was something I actually. There was an episode I forget.
Yeah,
what it
I know
was.
what you're talking about because Lucas went on a
Yeah,
date with a
yeah,
woman
yeah.
who was like,
Who asked me that
you don't
question.
think about killing people?
Now the way she did it, unhinged.
Yes.
But have you really
Yeah.
never been in traffic like this person?
I
needs
could
to
run
die?
this person
Yeah,
over.
Yeah,
oh yeah, in
No,
a
of
car,
course.
in a
Okay, good.
car,
Okay, good.
I'll kill anyone.
There's
Yeah, thank you.
There's,
Thank you.
there's
Thank
always
you.
the intrusive thought of like I could
Good,
push this
okay.
person in front of the subway, or I could jump in front of the subway.
Yeah.
Which I don't think of as that. I think of that as an intrusive thought because like
Sure,
I know
okay,
that
okay.
I'm not suicidal, but I have thoughts sometimes where I'm like it would be very easy to go.
well,
up to
you
my
can
roof and jump
think you
off.
can think
Yeah.
about anything that could happen. You know,
Yes.
and there's no way to stop yourself from thinking about something. It's those who act on it that are brave.
I often I often remark on how fragile life is, but do you think of it more than in those terms?
What do you mean?
Like, do
Oh,
you
shit.
you think of murder outside of like more than an intrusive thought, or just like an intrusive? thought?
Oh no, definitely. Like I laugh at the thoughts. So like
Yeah.
at work, for
That's
example,
scary.
if someone, so like for example,
That's a
if
scary
someone's
reaction.
humming too loud, and I'm like, oh, dude, like this person, or whatever, I laugh at that thought. Like, oh, that's funny. I don't actually want to kill them. Like it's funny.
No, I
that
totally
the
get what you're
thought,
saying,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's funny that the thought pops into my head of like this person deserves to die
Yeah,
because they're
'cause they're
humming too loud. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
it's like
true.
that's really just a me
That's
thing.
true.
well,
Yeah.
it's because they're not thinking about anyone else
Well,
other
no,
than
also-
themselves.
You're sort of laughing at yourself.
Yeah,
in that
like
sense.
the sensory.
This is making
inputs.
me so more angry than it should, and that's funny.
Yeah.
You're not
Yeah,
laughing
when
at
I-
the idea
Well,
of.
I don't know if you were when you
You're
were
not laughing at the idea of his family going, he's dead.
Yeah.
And then
Even
them
though
burying.
lost Greg
just 'cause he was
objectively-
humming
Maybe you
too
are.
loud.
Maybe you are laughing at them burying him and his daughter.
It would be funny,
Papa.
but no, yeah.
I want that autistic man dead.
Give him the chair.
That's what I want.
Tommy, have you ever committed
yeah.
a crime of any kind?
I don't
yeah.
feel you have. Oh, you have? Okay.
Like, wait, what?
Smoking
what do you
weed.
mean?
Shoplifting
smoking weed.
counts. I guess smoking weed counts.
no,
Anything
yes,
beyond
I guess
that,
smoking weed.
like childish.
Like I've done like a bunch of vandalism with serious
Oh yeah, I
consequences.
probably like kicked a couple trash cans over on like
Okay.
mischief
What
night or
about like
something, I
hit
don't
and
know.
runs?
Yeah,
where
mischief night, bro.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes, dude.
Yeah.
No one fucking
Silly
knows
thing.
that.
Tommy's like, yeah, dude, yeah, that. A few hit and runs where where they were pronounced
This thing was
dead.
crazy. I
Sexual
also
assault there,
killed
yeah.
3 people in a church.
Oh my god, the garbage bin on Lexington? Yeah, dude, I would kick that all the time.
Yeah.
I stabbed a guy while he was sleeping, just because he was annoying me earlier, and I followed him
Strangled,
home.
know,
strangled a homeless child.
Did you? No, you didn't.
No, I've definitely done
ch-
like fucked up shit. But
Like what?
Not, oh well.
Is there anything you're willing to say on the pod?
Oh yeah. I
Okay.
don't fucking care. What am I gonna have a career?
Well, no. Do you want to go to jail?
No, not like crime.
There's other consequences than being canceled.
In
Like,
fairness, federal prosecutors don't often listen to this pod, but they always
I'm not
could.
gonna say like crimes, but just like unethical things. So like when I
A
was
federal prosecutor listen to this. Guys, we got Tommy. We got him.
He just
they
confessed.
say my address, they show up. I'm like, fuck.
The hawk is in the nest. The hawk is in the nest.
I knew I shouldn't have went on that pod.
We are wires right now. This is part of an elaborate sting operation.
I turn
What's
into like
like
a
the
Jewish
worst thing
conspiracy guy.
They fucking got me.
The Jews will come after you.
They do.
What-
They will.
we're all wearing wires. What was the worst thing you did on December 7th, 2006?
At 2:35.
Yeah.
What the fuck? How do you guys know?
Okay,
I'll
so-
start. I got a paper cut.
So what's
No,
the name?
yeah. So like when I was younger, so my friend or my neighbor David Kirchenbauer, he had his
Oh,
name
shit.
Sarah.
I would like to apologize to David Kirchenbauer.
Dude, Dave's
Not the full
he's gonna
name
be
drop
fine.
to start the story.
He's gonna be fine.
And there's only one guy who's ever had that name ever, and it's him.
no, he's a friend.
Not so my neighbor David Kirchenbauer.
No, he's not my neighbor anymore. I make it worse. Not.
Tom
He's
is-
not my neighbor anymore.
Now he lives on 1712 Lafayette Road.
He's not my neighbor anymore, which actually, let me get into the crime that I did to him.
Chat GPT, please tell a story like an autistic person. So my neighbor David Kirchenbauer.
No. But yeah, so him and his sister would always like fight and all that. So like when I was younger, I was in like 3rd grade or something. So we would be
Why
in,
didn't
like,
you say his sister's full name? I'm sorry. I just
well, not
for consistency.
because I wanted to shout out Dave.
Oh, you want
He's-
Dave
yeah,
to hear
'cause
this?
This is a good
well,
thing.
no, but
I don't understand. Keep going.
all right, whatever. So
not- that's not what
his
a shout out is.
sister
Okay.
and her friend like made fun of it because I would like pick my lip or whatever. So I remember being like and being in 3rd grade or whatever, and
You're
I would
stimming,
see,
sort of, right?
Yeah, I
mean,
guess.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and I didn't know.
Yeah.
But I would pick it until it would like bleed. So like bitches
Yeah.
would be like, "You're gross," and then that
Yeah.
would make me like
Yeah.
hit them or something. And then
Well,
so
that
I did,
wouldn't make you
wait,
hit them.
Well, yeah. It
Your
did.
anger would make you
Oh
hit
yeah,
them.
yeah, true. Yeah. So
There's
so I
nothing that
hit- I
these-
hit Sarah.
Bitches did.
Who are great.
No, they were bitches. No.
Okay,
I
continue.
just dig my own hole. yeah. But no, yeah, it was just that. Like I
So
would
you'd
see,
beat-
I
you'd
would
hit women
see
when you were a little kid.
one time.
Oh, that's not even that bad. I would did that.
No,
Tommy
yeah,
used
yeah.
to beat up 3rd grade girls. Is that the headline of this?
Well, no, they were in 5th grade, and I was in 3rd grade. But yeah,
Oh, okay.
But I did
Oh,
it.
if they're older than you?
And
Well,
women
yeah,
hit puberty
wait,
first, so
wait.
that's
Well,
a fair
then-
fight.
So it was because I would see David and her fight. So I was like, oh, you can hit women.
Oh,
and then I did it, and people were like, no.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh.
yeah.
So that's a sibling activity. You can hit women if you're a
got it.
sibling.
If you're a
yeah.
Well, that's not so bad. That sounds
That's
like
a funny
first of
takeaway.
all, you're
Oh, I can only hit women if I'm related to them.
yeah.
And it's funny that
hitting
while you're
women
thinking that, there's
stays
just
in the
blood
home
dripping
behind
down
closed
your
doors.
face.
Hitting women in public, no.
Yeah,
Hitting
hitting women
women
in
that are
private,
related
in
to
the
me in
home.
private.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, but you were getting bullied. I don't think
that's
that,
not
I
even-
mean, kind of.
that's not clearly unethical. to
It
me,
was more so
given the
her
context you're
pointing
in.
out like a thing I did that like.
Well, I
made
also
me
wiped my
uncomfortable.
lip blood on their foreheads.
did it like a blood pact.
yeah. And then
Right
they're-
before I sacrificed
and they're like,
them.
"This is gross," and you're like, "You're a bitch," and just slap them. They didn't even hit you.
yeah.
You know, I want to say this has been
Well,
not that we're
it
ready to
hasn't
end
been.
it, but no.
No,
well,
we-
either way, we're gonna do a Patreon. I
Yeah.
just this episode's been so good, and I'm so thankful that you're joining us. And I feel like this is what's cool about this podcast is it's probably the only podcast
Yeah.
where we would have
Yeah.
on
Yep.
our biggest listener, really.
And it's like one of the better episodes we've done.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Well, that's
Definitely.
It's because you have
Well,
energy.
you're certainly one of the most unique.
Oh, I have energy. Okay.
You're one of the most unique people we've had on.
Yeah, that's the thing.
You
yeah,
know,
being
you're-
a non-fucker will do that to you.
Wait, I got a question. Do you have other stims?
Yeah. Oh, so
yeah.
one of them that I used to do, like so I would have shorts on, but I would like bang my knees
Sure.
together,
Okay.
Yeah.
and you can hear the
Ow.
sound.
Did that hurt?
No, it feels great.
No,
dude.
because it's
Tommy, no, dude, you gotta
it
try.
drove,
No,
drove my mom bananas. Yeah,
no,
she'd
Jamie.
be like,
Obviously, it
"What
didn't
the
hurt
fuck?"
because his knees are probably like they look like palms
Hey,
now
I'm
from
looking
doing
at
it so much. It's like clapping.
Are you
to
a
him.
fucking idiot? It felt so good.
Yeah.
Dude? There's this kid
I
Joey.
think like you're
Did
insane.
it hurt my two knee bones clapping together and making a bone-on-bone sound?
Yeah.
No, it was my favorite thing.
Yeah, like
No, in fact,
my-
it felt better than anything I've ever done.
Felt better than
orgasm.
yeah.
Dude, I there was this kid Joey Pramel I went to middle or elementary school with, like kindergarten, and his stim was he would suck on his finger, and then he'd like
dude, okay.
use it to point, and I had like baseball cards, and he'd point, and it smelled so bad.
Oh no.
Yeah,
awful.
I'm fine with stims
It's really
as long
gross.
as they don't smell bad and are around me.
Well, you can't
Yeah,
be
I also
not
like
fine with
twirl
stims,
pens.
John. That's such a not acceptable stance.
I'm
to
not
take.
grossed out.
No more stimming.
This just in, John Kennedy is cool with you being autistic on his terms.
As long as it's not around.
Unless you stim.
John cool with autism far away.
Autism at a distance is John Kennedy's favorite thing.
I worked with autistic kids and they all stemmed. But I thought it was funny how you were talking about like, or you said it where it's like autism is this one thing, and it's like that guy at the show said that it's not, everyone's the same. But I think that's just clearly not true.
No, I don't. I don't think he was right about that. I think to Tommy's point, it
Yeah.
could be perceived as I don't want to make separations under the broad umbrella of autism, but it is clear that some people require more support and cannot live independently, and others can.
Yeah,
Did you ever
the
have-
language is confusing too.
Did you ever have a stim that you were like, this one sucks? Like a stim that was like your least favorite.
Like you
stim?
tried it out and you just it
Like,
wasn't doing
this
it.
one
for you.
doesn't
That's
stim.
so interesting.
It doesn't stimulate me.
No, I've never thought about it like that.
Okay.
Like
I
choosing
I feel like
my
stims
stim-
happen the opposite way, where they're happening.
So,
So
you
like
like
one
it
of them
'cause-
is like
yeah.
leg bouncing, but you see like ADHD people do it a lot.
Yeah,
and
John.
then like I twirl
love
I'll like
pointing
twirl
it.
pens, and so my one coworker would be like, dude, that's giving me like, because I would just be twirling my pen, but they would be focusing on it, so it would like make them anxious. So that's funny.
Tommy,
yeah,
after
just dumb
shooting up
shit
a
like
movie
that.
theater,
Yeah,
I don't
just-
think that was my stim.
Yeah,
What's my
no.
stim?
Yeah, what's my stim?
I didn't like that.
Mass murder is not my stim.
I feel like autism is just kind of like maybe what the guy was trying to say is it's like a thing that like everyone has, but then everyone has like almost like
Their own configuration.
yeah,
of
like
it.
like
Yeah.
like people are lightweights with alcohol. How it's like just because you drink one
Okay.
beer, you might be drunker
I
than
like
someone who else.
this.
But like autism could just be like this thing, and it affects
Autism's
people's
like
bodies.
a beer, and everyone who's autistic drinks it, and then it has a different impact.
And
on everyone.
sometimes it's like waterboarding an ant with beer. That ant's gonna get pretty drunk.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, they just get fucking.
That's
Whoa.
funny. Yeah, I mean that's certain.
I want to apologize to everyone that I hurt by saying that.
Whoa!
I was about to say that's certainly a theory that you just espoused.
And if you want to hear more
That
theories
won't
like
get
that, join us on the Patreon, right?
Yeah, we
Let's
gotta go to the
that.
Patreon.
Yeah, so we're gonna go to the Patreon episode. I just want to
we gotta
say,
get questions.
I want,
I
we-
asked everyone for questions.
So,
I'll see. if
so
we
I
can-
just want to say, sincerely thank you to Tommy for driving
Yeah.
down, taking time off work to do the podcast.
I got paid,
and
too.
and for
You got
just
paid? Let's go.
and just for being the biggest hype man of our podcast. And I want to say today is one of those days that I'm thankful for the existence of the internet for connecting us to Tommy Nicoletti.
Yeah,
Cool.
That's actually true.
And,
Yeah.
and
So I
honestly,
wanna
I
thank-
sincerely enjoyed this conversation, and I'm very glad to have your support on the podcast, Tommy.
Yeah, Tommy. I honestly, I wasn't surprised at all. I thought it was. I was really excited to do this for a while, but you lived up to the expectations.
Floored.
Thank you for being
The boys.
the kid and the private
Yes.
Tommy.
The dude.
I want to thank the creator of the internet. Personally, I asked Strauss and he gave me his number, and we're going to actually get the creator of the internet.
On the line.
Please join us on the Patreon. For all you know, you could be the next Tommy Nicoletti. The Tommy Nicoletti sweepstakes are now open on the Patreon. Please join us, and you could win
but
a chance.
I have a riff to end
I
it.
always
The,
clap.
the creator of the internet getting the call. Not another podcast that was connected to an autistic guy. Yeah, I know. It's very gratifying for both of you. Yeah, I've heard it before.